remembering the list of verbs, no? That, okay, these ones have to be complemented with ing, these ones have to be complemented with infinitive, and then that's it, no? Then we know that the ing in front of the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence, is going to be a subject. That's the case with these two exercises, examples, sorry. Swimming is a good exercise. Learning new things makes me feel alive. Yes. Be careful because you may see something like this on the TOEFL, and we are not talking about the things. The subject is learning. Learning is singular. So that's why we have makes. So it's just that. Swimming and learning, well, when the subject is an ing, cannot be taken as plural. It's always singular. Yes. Second, this is the best scenario where we can actually identify when the ing is actually a verb. So always check if you see an auxiliary. Could be am, is, are, or was and were for the present or past continuous, right? Or you may see this in present perfect continuous or in past perfect continuous, no? So always check for auxiliaries. If you don't see an auxiliary verb behind, then it is possible that the ing you see could be an adjective or a noun. So be careful. That's why it is necessary to check in which position of the sentence you see the ing. Okay, then the next one. As you know, as you may have studied in previous levels, every time you use prepositions, you know prepositions connect subjects. Prepositions cannot connect verbs. So it is impossible to say for steal. Para robo doesn't make sense. Para estudio doesn't make sense. So we need nouns. In Spanish, we use nouns, no? So it's the same. So we always, in case we have verbs, we modify a verb by using an ing, and it's going to be a noun in this position. So para robar, it does make sense. Para estudiar, it does make sense. They are subjects. Yes? So I'm just presenting two examples with two different prepositions, for and of, but that doesn't mean that it's limited to the preposition for and of. I mean, it just happens with all the prepositions you want. For stealing, after stealing, before stealing, during stealing, while stealing, in stealing, at stealing. And well, if it is possible, then yes, there are some prepositions that that do not make sense in some context, no? But yeah. So always consider that an ing after a preposition is also a noun. Then, this is what we cover, no? Is this remembering the list of actions that are complemented with the ing, and speaking and playing, they are basically the complement of the verb like and the verb enjoy. If we want to do if we want to go further in this, then they are like the objects, no? So what do you like to do? Speaking. What do you enjoy to do? Playing. So it's like the object. I mean, es un sujeto en posición de objeto. Yeah. A subject in the object's position. I know it's a little bit like confusing, but that's the way it is. Okay, this is what we just covered. And always consider this as nouns. Speaking is a noun, and playing is also a noun. Yes, they are not verbs. Then we know that we already did this, like 3 or 4 or 5. It was the first. That's what you did for the first oral test. It's just identifying the information connected with who, which, and that, then reducing that information. Yes. So we know that the information connected with who, which, and that is an adjective sentence because it provides information, in this case, about the person who swims. It's an adjective clause. So the question is, when I reduce the sentence, is the gerund swimming? Does this word continue being an adjective? And the answer is yes. It continues being an adjective because it continues describing the person. So the person swimming is an adjective. It's not a noun. Yes. So every time you see an ing after a noun, it is going to be an adjective. Then the same happens in the passive. In case you see a past participle form right after a noun, be careful because again, what you see, it is not going to be a verb. It is possibly going to be an adjective. So deliver is an adjective describing the flowers, right? It stands for the relative clause which were delivered. Yes. So well, this is something that we just checked. Yeah, like 6 or 7 sessions ago. And then this is the thing that we are going to be focusing today. The ing working as an adjective. Yes. So have you seen that? Have you seen that film? It's really frightening. So we use the ing. Why? Because the movie causes me to feel like that. That's why I use the ing. I can't help. So I can't sleep. That noise is really annoying. Why? Because the noise is causing me to get annoyed, to feel like this. So that's why the noise is really annoying. Yes. So let's start focusing on this. You already have this information. Just Google. Just look for the title that says the many forms of the ing. Then you'll see this one too. So you guys, what's the difference between these two sentences? What's the difference between I'm bored versus I'm boring? Anyone?
Um, One is how people perceive you, and one is how you feel.
Yeah,
The first one
perfect.
is how you feel.
Exactly. Yes, if I say I'm bored, I'm just mentioning the way I feel. And then just what you said. In the second one, I am causing you to feel bored. I'm a very boring person. I'm causing you to feel bored. Yes, perfect. So it's just the same, no? He's bored, he's feeling like that, versus the books are causing us to feel like that. Yes. So be careful because sometimes in these activities you'll see these books are bored, but we know that it's impossible because the books are unable to have feelings, right? So no, these books are boring. So the ing describes or is telling us that whatever the thing is causing that emotion. Is not feeling or getting that emotion. Yes. So yeah, every time we use the ing is because we are saying that it causes a feeling. Yes. So the books are boring. Why? Because they are describing a characteristic of these books. So what do these books cause? They make people get bored. Yes. And versus every time you see the adjective in ed, then it is how we feel about something. Yes. We are describing, just like your classmate said, the way the speaker feels towards something. So he's bored. This is how he's feeling now. So every time you say I'm bored, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be bored for the rest of your life, no? It means that you're gonna be bored for some time, obviously, unless something changes and you just start feeling differently, no? So this feeling was caused by the books. So how does he feel? He feels bored for now. It is something that is temporary. So I'm tired right now. Why do I feel like that? Because my flight was tiring. Flying after for 12 hours definitely causes people get tired. Public toilets are sometimes disgusting. Why they are make me feel like that? Because they smell really really bad. Your speech was inspiring. Why? Because probably you have been inspired when you wrote this speech, no? So well, that's the difference. You may also see these adjectives too. Yes. So let's just check the activity that I sent you really really fast. So you see, the movie is unable to have feelings. So it is impossible to say the excited movie. It's actually the exciting ing. Okay. Then number two, the family tiring. No, the family was feeling like that. So it's the family tired. Number three, confusing students. No, actually the students are feeling like that. So must be some confused students. Number four, is money completely wasted? Has to be wasted. Number five, for the children rented a house, advertised. The house is the one advertised. It's not the one doing the action of the advertising. It's crazy. So the house advertised. The police kept an updated, must be the passive, updated file. Because she was a lively and amused person, okay, that's fine. Paula would keep their guests entertained. Ah, okay, no, but actually, no, the person is the one causing the other people to feel like, so an amusing person, sorry, amusing. Then, the newly elected governor, this is perfect, with her interesting news conference, because the news are this is the one causing people to feel like that. Interesting news conference. Actually, it's the conference, not the news. Anyway, so stimulated by the teacher's presentation, the class asked many thought-provoking questions, because the questions are making the other people feel like that, no? Provoking questions. Finally, number 10, the children delighted by. This one must be passive, so must be the ed. Yes? So it's just basically the same rule. When we are doing the action, we use the ing. When we are affected by the action, then we use the past participle. Okay? Any questions from 1 to 10? No one?
No, teacher.
All right. Now check the mistakes. Let's just check this. I went to the Vasco Rossi concert by my friend's car. By my friend's car. Okay, definitely the preposition by, right? The money is very the money. That's the problem, no? The money I gave you is very important. The money you gave me is very important. So you need to be specific if you want to use the. Since we are not specific, we cannot use the. So that's the mistake. Then we have these dates. With dates, we cannot use present perfect. With dates, we use the simple past. So the last time the Vesuvius erupted was in 1944. Then, when people ask me what nationality I am, I say I'm European, right? There is no reason to use the article over here. Then, my mother hasn't got a job, but my father is Porter, so we know this. in an elementary school. And it's also, we need an article over here. It's a Potter, A, in an. So two mistakes involving the use of the indefinite article. Then it comes this one. Is it correct to say I prefer staying in a hotel to staying? Well, let's just find out. So, oh my gosh, where I just log it over here. So we have these four options. Four options over here. Well, the verb prefer is different, okay? The verb prefer can actually be used with the infinitive to and the gerund. So it is correct to say, but I prefer staying, and also it's correct to say, but I prefer to stay. Now, what happens when we use prefer? When we use prefer, implies what? Implies that one thing is better than the other. So that's why, you see, it is better for us to stay home rather than going to the dinner party. So that's why the person used prefer, no? He prefers staying or to stay at home instead of going to the dinner party. So both are correct. I prefer staying or I prefer to stay. Now, the thing that comes after is the one that is going to let us know if the sentence makes sense or not. Like I said, we can use prefer either with the infinitive or the ing. So which one of these four sound better for you guys? Which one sound better? I prefer to stay at home watching TV, but I prefer staying at home to watch TV. I prefer to stay at home, watch TV, or I prefer staying at home watching TV. Which one sounds better to you?
Number one.
But I prefer to stay at home watching TV. I know this one it doesn't sound too bad.
Number 2 for me.
Okay, let's see. Actually, if we had the option that says, but I prefer to stay at home to watch TV, you see the third option, if we had the preposition to, that would be correct. But I prefer to stay at home to watch. Why? Because the infinitive is used to express a reason. So why do you study? To become a professional. Why do you want to, I don't know, yeah, why do you study English? To finish my career, no? Why do you do this? To do this, to do that, to. So we always use the infinitive to express a reason. So what is the reason for this person to stay at home? To watch TV. So you see, that's why the second makes more sense. First, he mentioned su preferencia, no? He preferred staying at home or he preferred to stay at home. And then, what is the reason? To watch TV. So you see, that's why the second is the best option. All right? So here it is. We were all invited to the dinner party, but I prefer staying at home to watch. That's my reason, to watch TV. Okay? So that's the second thing that we're going to be discussing today, like recognizing the infinitive. Okay, it's very, 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 very simple. Eventually we'll see it. But going back into the activity, into the thing that I just sent you, which is this one. And yes, an excellent story. You were right. The correct sentence is the second one. Is the one that has the infinitive. So there you go. I prefer staying in a hotel to staying. Why not? This one makes sense. But the problem is this. You see, in the end, it doesn't have anything to do. In the end, the problem was the pronunciation, right? Because we say hotel. So it has to be, it's a consonant sound. So with consonant sounds, we cannot use N. So this is a mistake. All right. Then, what will you do if you will miss? What? What will you do if you will miss? It doesn't make sense, no? It's what will you do if you miss? What will you do if you miss? Actually, this must be the second conditional form. What would you do if you miss? So the problem is the second conditional. The structure is incorrect. I went to Britain to work last year, but I didn't stay very long, as I was, or as I had been. No, as I had been. Yes, must be a past perfect. So was been is incorrect. Will you stop telling me all this? This is incorrect, right? Lies is plural. So with plurality, we cannot use this one. It has to be THESE, this plurality. And then this is also incorrect. I want you to tell me the truth. That will be the one how to say it. No? I want that you tell me the truth. I want that you tell me the truth. Well, it sounds weird. I would say I want you to tell me the truth. Yes. And then this one. What's the mistake with the last one? Who can tell me? I think The Dark Side of the Moon is one of Pink Floyd's best album. What's the mistake? Do you find a mistake in this one? Anyone? Anyone? Do you see it?
In the number 9?
Yeah, no, number 10, number 10.
Okay.
Is one of the Pink Floyds?
No, it's fine. Oh yeah, well, yeah. The problem is also, thank you so much, because there is only one band, right? So must be the between the apostrophe, just like you said, must be between the D and the S. Perfect. And that's the only mistake? What happens when you use this? You are comparing one thing with many. That's the reason of using the superlative. So, you see, is one of Pink Floyd's best albums. Must be plural. Okay. So yes, thank you so much, sir, for remarking the mistake with the apostrophe, because there is only one band, right, called Pink Floyd. No, there are not more bands. So the apostrophe was a mistake, and also the fact that every time we use the superlative, we have to make sure that must be plural, right? Yes. Whatever the thing that we are comparing must be plural. Then the large jar filled must be with the past participle, filled. Artificially sweetened beverages are purchased by individuals trying to lose weight. Number 2 is correct. Number 3, television viewers boring? No, the television viewers feel bored, so must be born. Number 4, the verdict handed down by the jury surprised none of the lawyers involved in the case. So number 4 is correct. Household pets infected with fleas should be bathed weekly with specially prepared flea soap. So number 5 is correct. Publishing houses constantly receive manuscripts from aspired young writers. Aspired? No, from aspiring young writers. 7. Letters of recommendation received after the first of the month will not be reviewed by the admissions officer assigned. Must be the past participle, right? Assigned. So number 7 is incorrect. A chimney filled with soot requires the services of a qualified chimney sweep. 8 is correct. Houseplants required. That's a mistake in number 9. Finally, steamed vegetables retain more nutrients than boiled. So must be the past participle, boiled. So number 10 is incorrect. Any questions from 1 to 10? No one?
No, teacher.
Not yet. All right. Then, you see, in the last exercises involving 1 and 6, you see, in all these examples, the subject is separated from the verb. My office is very small. The office is very small, which is the same. Mark's father works for a TV company. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong. The sun provides us with heat and light. So when we find that the information is not too important, yes, and it's unnecessary, then we can also place the information that we have connected with who, which, and that, right, between commas, and like an appositive. But just remember always the rule. If you are doing this, separating this information with commas, you cannot use the connector that, because remember that cannot be separate. Information connected with that cannot be separated with commas. So we can say the office, comma, which I'm using at the moment, comma, is very small. Mark's father, comma, who used to be in the army, comma, now works for a TV company. The doctor, comma, who examined me couldn't find. I'm sorry, oops. The doctor, who. And then yes, who can be used with commas. The sun, comma, which is one of millions of stars in the universe, comma. Yes, that's it. That was the whole thing to do. Very simple stuff. Okay? So well, that was the thing involving the use of the ing as adjective. The ing and the past participle used as adjectives. Now, please, just before we continue, let's start checking this. It's the same information. Yes, if you find it useful, read it. Then we know that it is possible for some cars to actually park themselves. But even like that, it needs the human help, no? By pressing a button, then the car was just moving. It's just some cars are able to move in reverse, no? And they parked. They have like a camera in the back, no? And I don't know, they have like this, what is this, like these sensors, no, and stuff. But even like that, it's weird to say, even though the parking car. So because the car is unable to do the action by itself. So that's why parking is incorrect. So we have to say even though the parked car, right? So it's always this. Every time you see that one of the options, the underlying options, no, or one of the options you see as possible, well, as something that you may use to complete the sentence, involves the use of these INGs or EDs, always double check. Just remember it's exactly the same rule. The ing is when the subject does the action, and the ed is when the subject is affected by the action. Yes? So please, you guys, what time is it now? Okay, right now is 50 past 9. So I give you 5 minutes to check these 11 exercises, all right? So just choose the option that best suits the sentence. So in case you have some questions, I'll be here. You can see this file is where it says all the all the forms of the ing. Yes. Please just look for it, open it up, and cover these 11 exercises, please. You have 5 minutes. So let's say 55 past 9. I need to check this too. Here. Almost there. Okay, one more minute. All right, then. Time up. Oh, what the hell I'm doing? Okay, over here. All right, so please, guys, tell me, which might be the first one? The subject is a short story. So,
Exciting?
yeah, because the short story is making me feel like that. Perfect. Number 2,
Boring.
Boring.
it's just exactly the same. The newscast is feeling me like that. It's making me feel like that. Number 3,
Hierarchy.
Masha is feeling like that. Perfect. Number 4, annoying. Exactly, because the barking is causing me, it's making me feel like that. Number 5,
Burning.
that's the problem. The sun gets burned, or the sun is doing that and making people get born. So it's actually the burning sun. Okay. Number 6,
Worry?
yeah, the person involved, he formed part of that, whatever happened, no, involved. The second option, perfect. Number 7,
Worked.
now the woman is doing the action of the working, or is feeling worked. You see, it doesn't make sense to say that the woman is feeling worked. No, she's doing the action, so it's working woman. Sorry, working women. What the hell am I saying? Yeah. Number 8, teapot. That's the subject. Now the thing is, the teapot can do the action of the polishing, or the teapot is polished. You see, it's polished, so it has to be the second one. All right. Then the man was shocked, was surprised, was scared by. So this is passive. So the person that was startled. Just the same in number 10 is also passive. The woman was embarrassed. She felt like that. And finally, the professor is the one visited. Is not the one visiting. So it's the visited professor. Okay? So this is the best way in which we can identify whether using ed or the ing. Is the subject doing the action? Ing. Is the subject affected by the action? Ed. Just remember, the ing implies that it causes a feeling, and the ed implies that whatever it is feeling is having an is getting this emotion, no? Yes. All right. So well, that's the basically the thing over here. Then let's just move on. Please go back where it says idioms. Please. Then let's start checking this one. These idioms. Well, actually, these idioms involve the verb hit. All right. So, like I said, just look for the title that says idiomatic expressions, and there you'll see this file. Is the last one. the one that says idiomatic expressions hit. So let's start checking this up. Here we go.
Now, Words and Their Stories, a VOA special English program about American expressions. I'm Rich Kleinfeld, with some expressions containing the word hit. Hit is a small word, but it has a lot of power. Baseball players hit the ball. Missiles hit an airplane. A car hits a tree. Hit also joins with other words to create many colorful expressions. One is hit the road. It means to travel or to leave a place, as suggested in this song, Hit the Road.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back.
Another common expression is hit the spot. At first, it meant hitting a spot at the center of a target with an arrow. Someone who did so was satisfied with his shooting. Now, hitting the spot usually means that a food or drink is especially satisfying. Many years ago, Pepsi-Cola sold its drink with a song that began, Pepsi-Cola hits the spot. 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Another expression involving hit is hit bottom. Something that has hit bottom can go no lower. If the price of shares of a stock hits bottom, that might be the time to buy it. Its value can only go up. A student who tells you his grades have hit bottom is saying he has not done well in school. When a student's grades hit bottom, it is time to hit the books. Hit the books is another way of saying it is time to study. A student might have to tell her friends she cannot go with them to the movies because she has to hit the books. Not hitting the books could lead to an unpleasant situation for a student. The father or mother may hit the ceiling when they see the low grades. Someone who hits the ceiling, the top of the room, is violently angry. A wife may hit the ceiling because her husband forgot their wedding anniversary. To build something of wood, you usually need a hammer. That is what you use to hit nails into the pieces of wood to hold them together. When you hit the nail on the head, exactly on its top, it goes into the wood perfectly. And when someone says your words or actions hit the nail on the head, he means what you said or did was exactly right. If you are tired after hitting all those nails on the head, then it is time to hit the hay. That expression comes from the days when people slept on beds filled with dried grass or hay. Some people slept on hay in barns where they kept their farm animals. Hitting the hay simply means going to bed. That is a good idea. I think I will hit the hay now.
All right, there you go. So let's start checking this up really fast. So what about to give complete satisfaction? Which of the idiomatic expressions you have on the box, which one would you use to describe this one? to give complete satisfaction. Chan, 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 chan. No, actually, it's hit the spot.
Hit the spot.
Hit the spot, okay? Then, what about go ballistic? Go ballistic means that you are completely pissed off, angry, furious, and all the negative adjectives you can describe.
Hit the ceiling.
Yeah, hit the ceiling. Perfect. What about an expression to denote that you are going to study? Yeah, hit the box, exactly. To go away is like, yeah, it's like you're talking, you're saying something, you know what, just hit the road. Go the hell away from here, no? So yeah, just go away. Never come back, no? Hit the road. Then, to hit the bull's eye. What about this one? Because I mean, we have this one. It says hit the hay. It's also like say hit the pillow. When you are free, when you are tired and you are going to sleep, is to hit the pillow. Is hit the hay. To reach the lowest or worst point of a decline is actually hit bottom. So it's that one, no? To go away is hit the road. To study is hit the books. Go ballistic is hit the ceiling. And to give complete satisfaction is hit the spot. So actually, to hit the bullseye is that one, no? Hitting the nail on the head. It's like when you are right. To hit the bullseye is another way to say you are right. Yes? It's darle al clavo, right? We have the same expression in Spanish, although there is also another one which is to hit the bull's eye. Darle al ojo del toro. I don't know if we can just see it like that. Is darle al ojo del toro. It's like que no fallas. Es darle al blanco. Yes, it's just that's the meaning. All right. Any question with this? No.
No, teacher.
All right. So now let's just move on. Then you may also see that I also upload another another activity to continue practicing idiomatic expressions. Yes. So the file's name is idioms number 3. Please just open it up. And once again, right now it's 7 past 10. So just the same. Take 5 minutes, please. Just check the idioms you see in the file in context, and then grab the best definition, from the box at the bottom of the file to describe each of those idiomatic expressions. So I'll be here in case you need me. So just take 5 minutes to complete this. Go ahead, please. All right, ready, guys? So let's start checking this up. So, well, this one, we know that two heads are better than one. This one is definitely the idea of not working alone. Yeah. So it has to be, it's good working together. No, it's the only option that doesn't have a a letter. No. Yeah. So what about the expression that says you could have heard a pin drop? So what does this mean in context? Anyone? Only one victim, please.
It was really quiet.
Yes, if you're able to listen to something really tiny hitting the ground, then that's why. It's because everything was so quiet. Then there's this 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Then whatever the decision you make, it doesn't matter. Both are, I'm okay. We're staying home or going out for dinner. Both are acceptable to me, so it doesn't matter, right? So it's the option D. To each his own. What about this one? To each his own.
Everyone has a different opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to understand that, right? It's not, I'm not going to forcing you. Yes, you are not going to force me. So yeah, whatever your opinion is acceptable, right? So just my luck, classic expressions, sarcastic expressions. So it just means that the person is not so fortunate. The option C. Then no sooner said than done. Dicho y hecho, which is basically the same expression in Spanish. Dicho y hecho is like I'm doing it immediately, right? The option E. Then sometimes we'll see that there are some bosses, right? That they are always doing this, no? Barking worse than his bite. So it's just something similar as some expressions that we have in Spanish. So perro que Pedro, what the hell is that? Perro que ladra no muerde, something like that, no? So his words are worse than his actions. Yes. Then we have this one that says, where there is a will, there is a way. What about this one? Where there is a will, there is a way.
If you want something, you can do it.
That's it. There are no limits. If you have the purpose of doing something, it will happen. Yes. Then classic stupid battery always is okay. Then I have this one that says, so far so good. Well, we know that it's just everything is going well up to now. Then every cloud has a silver lining. What about this one?
Bad things are accompanied by good.
Yes. Even for something just awful, disgusting, eventually something good is just going to come out of this, no? Yes. Then Rome wasn't built in a day. We use exactly the same expression in Spanish. So it's just the idea that everything takes time. And finally, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So it's just like the idea of looking at the other people's belongings, and it's always like wishing, like wanting what we don't have, wanting what the other people. Why? I don't know. That's a weird expression anyway. But if that's the case, then you see, in the end, these are expressions that you listen to. So you may listen to, yes. So, well, there you go. Yes. So now that we just covered this, then let's just move on into the infinitives. Yes. So look for the title that says checking the infinitives. And here it is. How do we know that an infinitive is actually an infinitive? That's the question, no? To be or not to be? Ah, come on, like Shakespearean stuff, no? But the thing is this. If we see the preposition to after a verb, it is obviously going to be an infinitive. But if we see to after a noun or after a pronoun, then it is going to be a preposition, right? Where are you going? I'm going to Mexico. Okay, Mexico is a noun, so I'm going to Mexico. It's just telling you, I'm telling you the direction, right? I'm going towards with the direction to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico. Yes. Where are you going? I'm going to his house. Okay, his is a pronoun, right? I'm going to his house. This is again. I'm just telling you the direction where I'm going. And also remember, I guess I'm not mentioning this over here, but remember an infinitive at the beginning of the sentence is going to be a subject, just like the ing. Okay, so there you go. I want to sleep. This is evident that it is an infinitive. And then versus I want Mary to go to the movies. So the first one, to go, is infinitive, but the second, to the movies, is a preposition, right? Because it's connecting the subject movies. So that's a prepositional phrase, actually, to the movies. Okay, any questions with this?
No, teacher.
No? All right then. So I know I'm sorry because I'm just we are checking plenty of information. I know, but we only have one session per week, so damn it. All right, so let's start checking. I already upload these two activities again, the teachers and the students. So please open open the file and then just again take 5 minutes. Yes, now right now it's 20 past 10. Take 5 minutes to identify the mistakes that you might see in the first 10 exercises. I'm going to cover with you the first one that says the Arabian horse was so sick that died before the veterinarian's arrival. Now, what's the mistake in this one? The Arabian horse was so sick that died before the veterinarian's arrival. Do you see any mistake or?
It's missing a subject before.
The connector that. Perfect. Exactly. So the Arabian horse was so sick that it died. Perfect. Yes, that's a mistake. So please do the analysis. Just if you find it necessary, then just provide what would be the best option to complete the sentence. Otherwise, just put a mark whenever you think there is a word missing, or if there is something wrong, just cross it out. Okay? So take your time till, 3 minutes. Just consider 3 minutes, 25 past 10. One more minute. Done. So, time up. So let's see. We already checked the first one. Let's just cover the first column and then the second one. So, what's the mistake in this one that says it is danger to transport 8 people in one small car? Do you see it? Do you find a mistake in the in the exercise C?
Danger?
Yeah, exactly. It has to be an adjective, right? Dangerous. Perfect. What about the next one? Tickets for that frightened movie are sold out. Wait a second. I guess one of your classmates had some issues with the internet. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm pressing the button, but nothing. Okay. Then, now the question is, the movie's feeling like that? The movie's is having emotions? It's weird, no? So no tickets for that frightening movie. Okay? Now, what is wrong with the next one? It says dead animals should be promptly buried as soon as they are no longer alive. Is there something wrong with this sentence? Do you find a mistake in this one? Now, something that I haven't mentioned is a fact of using unnecessary words. Okay, so it's being reiterative. If we already mentioned death animals, then it is unnecessary to say as they are no longer alive. Right? So it's unnecessary repetition. So we can just simply say dead animals should be promptly buried. That's it. So it is unnecessary to mention the second part, no? As soon as they are no longer alive, because it is implied, right, that dead animals are not alive. That's a mistake. Unnecessary repetition. And the last one, everyone but the janitors has their own parking space. Now we already checked that the what is this, the impersonal pronouns, right? The impersonal pronouns, everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, anyone, anybody, these ones are considered as singular, third person singular. So has is okay, but then we have their, and this is incorrect. So to avoid, in informal writing, we should do this. Everyone but the janitors has his / her own parking space. Okay, his / her. All right, that's the mistake. The mistake is this, there. Then let's move on with the second column. Peter got the best grade, though he spent less hours studying than anyone else. Who can tell me what the mistake in this sentence is?
The comparison.
Yeah, perfect. Hours. The S is telling us that it's countable. So it's a countable noun. So we cannot use the expression less with countable nouns. So instead, we have to use the expression fewer. Though he spent fewer hours. Perfect. Excellent. Now, the option D is the position, right? Where everything is just placed. It seems that the people or the customers are made in Japan. And that's really freaking weird, no? So no, that dealer sells cars made in Japan to many people. That's it, no? Then in Holland, that beautiful tulips are grown. So we are talking about the tulips. The tulips are plural. So everything seems to be okay. The problem is this. This is making reference to the tulips. So it has to be those, right? Then when you see this expression, is ninguno, right? So even though you're talking about something that apparently is plural, it is not, because you are saying ninguno. So ninguno de los libros es, ninguno de los alumnos es, ninguna de las alumnas es. So don't lose focus. This is singular. So neither of the boys has. Then finally, during vacation, he plans to swim every day and daily evening walks. Again, if you already use the expression every day, then using daily is unnecessary. It's just like the number. It's like the exercise G. Dead animals and are no longer alive. That's weird, no? And also the same. If you use every day, then we can actually connect the swimming and the walking. So we can say during vacation he plans to swim and walk every day. Why not? He plans to swim and walk every day. That's it. Yes. So, well, there you go. Those were the mistakes. Then, just like I said, if you see a verb before the preposition to, after the preposition to, what I am saying, it is going to be an infinitive. If what you see is a pronoun or a noun, then the preposition, it is going to be a preposition. Yes. So you guys just tell me. Or you know what? We can do it together. Yeah. To laugh is an infinitive. To be angry, it is also an infinitive. To save, it is also an infinitive. To the walk, it is a preposition. To town, preposition. To park, to park is a verb. But if we say to the park, that's a preposition, right? So be careful with that. Park can be both. Can be a verb, can also be a noun. But to be a noun, we need the preposition, we need the article, to the park, or to a park. We need an article. To drive, it is definitely a preposition. To her laugh, it is definitely a, to drive is I'm saying, to park is an infinitive, to drive is an infinitive, to her laugh is a preposition. To trip, this one is interesting. he went to trip. He wanted to trip. To the trip. No, trip is okay. Got it. Trip is uncountable, so that's why we don't use the articles. No, so it's to trip is actually an infinitive. To shout is an infinitive. To run is an infinitive. Okay, so the let's say yes, the shoes were broken to pieces. So this one is actually a preposition. Pieces is a noun. To notify is an infinitive. To the shore, it is definitely a preposition. To the drive is also a preposition. To his shout, it is definitely a preposition. To the park, just what I said, with the article is different. This one is going to be a preposition. To the supermarket, also a preposition. To piece is an infinitive. And to tier, it is also an infinitive. Yes? Any questions, you guys, from 1 to 20?
No, teacher.
No? All right. Sweet. Sweetness on the air. Then, just the same, please graph, consider, let's see. Yeah, consider 5 minutes. Analyze the 10 sentences over here. All of them have mistakes. All of them are incorrect. Just identify where the mistake is. Just the same. If you just want to identify it, please just cross it out, underline it, circle it as you wish. And it will be even better if you can actually provide the best option to correct that mistake. So take 5 minutes. Just the same. I'll be here in case you need me. One more minute. All right, there you go. So, who can tell me what's the mistake in number 1? Anyone? Exactly. Brothers, girlfriends, car. Yes, in the end, just like your classmate said perfectly, and the car belongs to the girlfriend, and the girlfriend belongs to the brother. So I know it's weird, no? But yeah, no? It's just the way it is. It doesn't matter how many times you do it, as long as everything is just clear, no? Perfect. What's the mistake in number 2?
The scope.
Exactly. You are not being specific, unless you mention the name, no, the WAC or the facilities like that. Maybe you can use the. But yes, perfect. What's the mistake in number 3?
More nice?
Yeah, perfect. It has to be nicer. Always checking how many syllables the adjective has, right? 1 syllable or 2 syllables is a short adjective. We need to use er. Longer adjectives, definitely we need to use more. That's not the case, so yeah, perfect. What about the mistake in number 4?
Expensive enough.
Yeah, perfect. Every time you have the word enough, you have to check. If you have a noun, then you can say, I have enough chairs, I have enough students in the class, I have enough money. So yes, enough is placed before the noun. But yes, just like your classmate said, if you have an adjective, then you place the expression enough after. So this is expensive enough, that girl is beautiful enough, this guy is handsome enough, this class is boring enough, and so on. Yes, perfect. What's the mistake in number 5?
Is to go.
Exactly. We need the infinitive, like to go, or you can also remember that after the verb like, you have two options, like going or like to go, both can be, but not like that. Perfect. Number 6.
To London?
But you have this. So, chan, chan, chan. Past tense. Okay, so you cannot use present perfect tense. So, I was, I don't know, I was in, yes, like you said, preposition to. So, I was in London, or I went to London, but not have been. All right? Yes. Number 7.
Composing.
Yeah, well, composed is not so common, but yes, you can say my family is formed, is composed of. Why not? But the problem is this. So it has to be my brother and me. Okay. Yeah, that one was a little bit confusing, I know. Number 8.
The church again.
Just the same, exactly the same mistake as number 2. We are not being specific, so then there is no reason to use the article. I went to church, it's just fine, just the way it is. Perfect. Number 9.
Instead of 4 is 2.
For some reason, this is the classic mistake you see in the TOEFL test. Yes, for some reason you see the preposition for, like your classmate said, instead of the infinitive. So to let. But we can also use for. But if we want to use for, then we need to modify let, and we can say for letting. As long as we are using the ing, yes, we can use for letting or to let. Both expressions or both ideas are going to have exactly the same meaning. For letting some fresh air into this room, or to let some fresh air into this room. Both for and let are used to provide a reason. Why are you here? Why are you studying English? For traveling to United States, for getting a better job, or to get a better job, or to get hired in the company, for getting into, for getting into the company, for getting the profile they are looking for this company. So yes, you can use both, but not like that. For let, yes, you definitely identify the mistake. And finally, Do you see a mistake? Before what? Before professions, we need an article. So as a computer programmer. Okay, well, that was a mistake in number 10. Yes. Then it's just basically focusing on the infinitive and then checking if what you see, well, actually marking, separating. If you can do it, please do it. Separating the infinitives and separating the prepositions. So the cats want to eat. To eat is definitely an infinitive. Settlers came to Texas. This is a preposition. To live. Reason. This is an infinitive. Fred wanted to talk. Infinitive. To school. Preposition. The senators intend to pass. Infinitive. No. Students go to school. To school is a preposition. To learn. Infinitive. Smoke tends to rise. Infinitive. To the ceiling. Preposition. She went to the post office. To the post office. Prepositional phrase. To do what? To mail. Infinitive. What is it? Oh yeah. We are going to have. Infinitive. They plan to move. Infinitive. To the north. Prepositional phrase. They flew to Austin. Preposition. To see. Reason. Infinitive. To cooperate with others. You see, this one is at the beginning. To cooperate is a noun. So if we just consider this in Spanish, is cooperar con otros es importante. So cooperar is a noun. To swim is a verb. To shore is a preposition. She tried to put infinitive, and that's it. No? To entertain is an infinitive. To eat is a noun. To drink is also a noun. To find is an infinitive. To break, it is also an infinitive. To kill is a noun. And finally, to drive is a noun. To New York is a preposition. Yes? Are there any questions, you guys, in identifying the infinitive, identifying the prepositions? No?
No, teacher.
No? Perfect. Just remember, information connected with to can be three things. At the beginning of the sentence, it is going to be a noun. If we see the preposition to before a noun or before a pronoun, it's going to be a preposition. And obviously, if we see it with a verb, then it is going to be an infinitive. So, as you can see, the preposition to can be placed in three different, or can have three different functions. Yes, can be a noun at the beginning, can connect a subject, being a preposition, and connecting a verb is going to be an infinitive. And just remember, an infinitive is what? An infinitive is a complement of a verb. An infinitive is not a verb. To swim is the complement of the going. To entertain is the complement of the like. Put, in this case, is a complement of the trying. Yes? Just consider this and you're gonna be safe. Every time you find you just get yourself involved in these questions, like what the heck is this to in this sentence, no? All right. Okay, so we already covered this. Then we are moving into, yes, into this expressions to denote regrets. Just consider the same as the second conditional. Yeah, I'm just going back with you. Yeah, I'm going with you. I'm sorry, I'm going to unplug this because as far as I know, it is not cool to be using the computer while it is being charged. So it's going to affect the battery. Although the battery is just, I guess I have to change it anyway. So, yeah. So as you know, when using the second conditional, we know there's this rule, right? When every time we are using this hypothetical way of speaking, and we have to forget about the past tense rule. I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, you were, they were. So the same happens with these two expressions that we're going to be checking. I guess that you are familiar with them. The ones who took classes with me 2 semesters ago will find out that we also checked exactly the same forms, which is the verb wish and the expression if only. These two expressions are quite similar, okay? And these two expressions basically we have to continue using like the second conditional form, because these are like what would that be? Yes, they are used like in hypothetical situations, no? So instead of desearía ser tú, I know that we have to say, I wish I were you. Or just the same. She wishes she were him, or he wishes he were she. We have to apply the same thing. The same happens with if only. If only I were you. If only she were him. If only he were she. Just the same. Okay, so let me just eventually I know that you have seen exactly the same explanation over and over and over again with me in like 2 semesters ago, but okay, anyway, for the ones who just who didn't take classes with me, well, this is just something new. Yes, well, you haven't seen it, so here it is. Something that we must check is that we need to check when are we going to use the verb wish. In which tense are we using the verb wish? So the verb wish is limited, all right? It's limited to be used only in 2 tenses. So just consider the fact that it can be used in the present tense and can be used in the past tense. Okay, these are the 2 meanings of using the verb wish. Okay, so present continuous, I'm wishing, probably is possible in Spanish, no? Like estoy deseando, but I guess that is not desearé. I guess that those are not too common, no? So just consider the fact that if you are reading something, or if your wish implies something in present, okay, then the structure has to be with the verb in the past tense. All right? So, I wish I were you, it implies something in present. It involves a present reality. Yes? So if I say, let's just take, for example, this situation, okay? In this moment, let's just pretend that you are in a very difficult class in your career, and the teacher in this moment is asking you something, but you don't know the answer. In this moment, you don't know the answer. So you are, you are not going to say this, but you just say it mentally, like, damn, I wish I knew the answer. So it means that right now you don't know the answer. Okay? So it's just that, just consider that when you see the verb wish with a verb in past, it involves a present reality. So I wish I knew the answer, no? And that's it. Yes? So in this moment, you are very, very busy. And your friend is inviting you to a party. And you said, I wish I could go. You use the past tense. I wish I could go. So what does this mean? It means that you can't go. You are busy right now, and that's why you can't go. You got it? So just consider that if you want to use wish in the negative form, then make sure to use the didn't. Damn, I wish I didn't have to study. Damn, I wish I didn't have to present a test next week. Damn, I wish I didn't have to deliver the homework today. It's affecting the present. You are involved in that situation. Yes? So for present wishes, you have to use the past tense. All right? Any questions?
No, teacher.
Now, what happens when you're talking about something that involves a past situation? Okay, this is when you have to use the past perfect. Just the same, the teacher asked you, past tense, the teacher asked you something and you didn't know the answer. So you are like, I wish I had known the answer. Okay, so in this moment, the teacher explained something, but you didn't pay attention. And today is the exams day. Today is a big day. You have to present the test. And you are like, damn, I wish I had paid, right? I wish I had paid attention in class. Past perfect. To refer, no? Something that just happened. Okay? So, your friend is really angry because you didn't go to the party. And you are like, the party was freaking cool. Everybody went to the party. And you are like, damn, I wish I had gone. So again, you are using wish plus past perfect to refer to a past event. So, well, as you can see, this is quite similar as the conditionals that we were checking. There are some differences, but it's quite the same. Okay? So every time you want to talk about past events, make sure to use wish plus the past perfect. Every time you want to talk about present events, make sure to use wish plus simple past. All right? Then, let's just continue. Other variations with the verb wish. Well, in the first, I was supposed to tell you, like, what's the difference between these three, the use of, what's the difference in the use of could between the first and second sentence? But since we don't have too much time now, I'm going to skip that part, and I'm just going to go straight with this. In the first one, the verb could is used because the person doesn't have the ability. The person doesn't know how to drive. Versus in the second one, I wish my cousin could meet me next week. You see, the verb could can be used with the verb wish every time we are talking about the future. Okay? So once again, if I want my idea in the present tense, I have to use the past. If I want my idea in the past tense, I have to use the past perfect tense. I know it's a little bit weird. And every time I want to talk about, I want to use wish with an idea in the future, I have to use the modal could. Obviously, I need to use expressions such as next week, next month, next Friday, whatever, no? Tomorrow, and so on. And we can continue using the negative form didn't. We can also use this in the future. Like, damn, I wish I didn't have to go to church tomorrow. Damn, I wish I didn't have to wake up early tomorrow. So it's just that. We just need these expressions to denote the tense in the future, no? Okay? So, well, there you go. Using could for the future tense. Here is the explanation. Then, what happens in this sentence? I wish Sean wouldn't chew gum all the time. I wish the teacher wouldn't. Yes, I wish the teacher wouldn't give us too much homework all the time. So you see, this is more in the context of complaining. There is this habit, okay? There is this habit that the person is constantly doing that makes me feel angry. So the habit of Sean chewing gum all the time makes me angry. The habit of the teacher to leave plenty of homework also makes me angry. Yes? So this is the thing with wouldn't. When you are annoying, when you are annoyed, you see I'm applying the stupidity and the NGs. So when we feel annoyed about something, then we have to use the modal would. All right? For annoying habits. And that's it. Okay? These are all the uses, all the variations that you see with the verb wish. And then we have another expression, which is if only. And it's just going to be exactly the same as with the verb wish. Again, second conditional, we know that we have to avoid the simple past tense rule. I was, you were, he was, she was, it were, you were, they were. It's just the same. We have to omit that. Just the same as with wish, just the same as with the second conditional. If only I were, if only you were, if only he were, if only she were, if only it were. For all the people involved, since we are using this hypothetically way of speaking, we have to use were. And it's the same. If I'm talking about, if I'm talking about a present situation, I need to use past. Then, in this moment, the teacher is asking you something, you don't know the answer, so you are like, damn, si tan solo supiera la respuesta. If only I knew the answer. Past tense. Past tense for a present situation. Un amigo les está invitando a una fiesta, but you are very busy. You have to study and do plenty of things. So you are like, damn, I wish I had time. Past tense to affect a present reality. Yes? So your girlfriend or boyfriend is inviting you to the cinema, but again, you have another meeting or you have another thing to do. You are busy, so I wish I could go. I wish I could go, right? So past tense to refer to the present tense. Then you didn't, for some reason, yes, you didn't go to the class because you were quite busy, the same, and because of it, you didn't deliver a very important activity. So you are like, damn, I wish I had taken the class. Past perfect to refer to a past situation. Now the question is, can we also use the same? Can we use basically do the same as with the verb wish? And the answer is yes. It's the same, no? If only plus past perfect to refer to. Let me just go back. If only plus the simple past to refer to a present situation. Yes. If I had time, I could go. Past tense to refer to the present tense. Then you didn't know the answer, and the teacher asked you something, you didn't know the answer. So yes, si tan solo supiera la respuesta, if only I had known the answer. So yes, you are using the past perfect to refer to a something in past. So yes. Then could, using could in the future can also be, can we also do this with if only? And the answer is yes. If only I but I guess that we need to do something else. If only I didn't have to. Yes, why not? If only I didn't have to get up early tomorrow. Why not? Maybe we can use only the negative expression didn't. Then can we use, okay, over here, can we use the modal wouldn't with with if only? Yes, why not? If only the teacher wouldn't ask me to deliver homework all the time. So yeah, this one also makes sense. So yeah, just consider exactly the same, following the same structures as with the verb wish, with expression if only. Yes? So are there any questions, you guys? With these two expressions to denote regrets? If only, I wish. No one?
No, teacher.
No, not yet. Perfect. So now, with that thing said, so let's just go on and cover the activity. Oh no, wait. The activity that I just sent you, which is the one that says, let me just look for it. Yeah, over here. So please just open the file that is in the title that says wishes, or no, sorry, expressions to denote regrets. Yes. So we have this situation over here. The woman says, it's too bad that you have to stay here and work during the school break. Then the man says, I really wish I could go with you and the others to Palm Springs. So the man used the past tense. So we know that using wish plus past denotes a present reality. So it means what? That the man doesn't have time to go. So again, the man is kind of rejecting the woman's invitation. So he's unable to go on the trip. So now, what is the thing that we need to check is this. Consider this every time you listen, every time you use the verb wish. An affirmative wish implies a negative reality. Example, I wish I had time to help. I wish I could go. So the person doesn't have time to go or is unable to go. I don't have time to help. Right now in this moment, I'm working. I can't. I'm sorry. So, no time to help. All right? Then, a negative wish implies an affirmative reality. So, I wish I didn't have time to help. Why? Because in this moment, you are available. In this moment, you have time. So, yes. Unless you come up with an excuse and you don't help. But that's too awful, no? So, yes. Now, a past tense, as we checked, implies a present reality. So, I wish I could go. The men use the past tense to imply a present reality. Right now, in this moment, I cannot go. Yes? So, a past tense, present reality. So, I wish he were at home. So, the person is not at home. And finally, a past tense expression with the verb wish involves a past perfect tense involves a past reality. So, I wish he had been at home. So the person was not at home. Yes? Are there any questions with this, you guys?
No, teacher.
No? Sweet. So, let me just look for the file over here so that we just cover the last activity. So, over here, 13, just look for it. Okay.